I'm here to kick butt and shoot good berries, but I'm all out of good berries. Let's talk about cooking. I'm hungry. Welcome to Pack Tactics. It's lame that I can't swear, by the way. We're going to look at the chef feats. This is what it says. Increases your constitution or wisdom by 1 to a maximum of 20. You gain proficiency with cook's utensils if you don't already have it. As part of a short rest, you can cook special food provided you have the ingredients and cook's utensils on hand. You can prepare enough food for a number of creatures equal to 4 plus your proficiency bonus. At the end of the short rest, any creature who eats the food and spends 1 or more hit dice to regain hit points regains an extra 1d8 hit points. So yeah, this is a half feat that either gives you a bonus to your con or wisdom and allows you to cook food and other treats to aid your party. Pretty cool. The first time I read through this feats, which was during the UA, I was reminded of Inspiring Leader, which also gives your party temporary hit points. I want to compare the two to see how they perform. This is what Inspiring Leader says. You can spend 10 minutes inspiring your companions, shoring up their resolve to fight. When you do so, choose up to 6 friendly creatures, which can include yourself, within 30 feet of you who can see or hear you, or can understand you. Each creature can gain temporary hit points equal to your level, plus your charisma modifier. A creature can't gain temporary hit points from this feat again until it has finished a short or long rests. We need to do math, but before that, let's talk about some differences in the feats. Inspiring Leader requires 10 minutes of time, but also a short rest if you want to give it to people that have gotten it before. Chef requires an hour of work, except when you finish a long rest. So time-wise, they are pretty similar, but I'm pretty sure that you aren't allowed to work during a short rest for Chef. Let's check. A short rest is a period of downtime at least 1 hour, during which a character does nothing more strenuous than eating, drinking, reading, and tending to wounds. Maybe your DM allows you to cook as part of a short rest. But from my reading, work is more strenuous than the things listed. To clarify, in case I get comments, the third bullet point does work with short rest, but it's not temporary hit points. That's something completely different. And by the way, you know what isn't strenuous? Making cool encounters with my friend Pip Fizzlebang's Spicy Encounters! This book is filled with over 50, yes! 50 new encounters to challenge both newbies like Gator and power gamers like me! Oh, I'm not a newbie! That's because all encounters are scaled for different levels and party size. There are dozens of monsters that have also gotten new and unique abilities. And there's even a strategy guide so you can make the most out of what they can do. And that's not all. They even added a way to spice up your encounters. And right after you buy this book, that flavor is completely free. There are notes on specific synergies between the monsters that can make encounters even more deadly. There's even multiple encounters with kobolds. I'm not sure what I think about you guys murdering them, but I'll allow it. It's not my tribe. Here at Pack Tactics, we encourage murder hobos. Yay! Murder! Now, let's have a taste sample. You see a group of kobolds run around the corner. Who doesn't want free XP? So of course you run after them. But here comes the spice. You ran into the kobold's trap, sucker! You notice you ran towards an illusion. The real kobolds appear behind you. And what is worse is that Edgy the rogue has run right into a transparent ooze where the illusion was. Ooh! Behind you is a group of kobolds. In front of you is an ooze. And the path next to the ooze is blocked off by fire. What do? You can get all the encounters in this book for only $9.99 on pipfizzlesbang.com. That is Pip Fizzlebang, as in one word, by the way. Then once you have the book, go nuts with the spices, and even sprinkle your own magic. If you add too much, your players will either become fire-breathing dragons, or incredibly dead people. Anyways, have fun! Throw the old cauldron at them, why not? Back to the video. So here you can see the amount of temporary hit points Chef and Inspiring Leader gives out per creature, respectfully. For Inspiring Leader, I assume the user has +4 charisma from level 1 to level 20. That might differ a bit though. One bonus for Chef is that a creature only needs to be able to eat a treat for them to get the HP. For Inspiring Leader, a creature needs to understand you, which is sometimes difficult with pets and such. That's 1 point to Hufflepuff. However, looking at how much the feat gives in total per use is a little sad. Here you go. For the lower bound of Inspiring Leader, the red line, I assume you have 4 party members, which I think is reasonable. For the upper bound in yellow, it's the maximum number of creatures you can rally at once, which is 6. For Chef, it's just your proficiency bonus amount of hit points times your proficiency bonus amount of creatures. I imagine you have 6 different creatures in total by level 20 with summons and stuff. A big downside for Chef is that you cannot help as many people. However, you can spend more time to create more treats because the player handbook says, unless a feature that grants you temporary hit points has a duration, they last until they're depleted or you finish a long rest. So while the treats only last 8 hours, the temporary hit points last for quite a while. So if you're willing to spend the time, you could just repeatedly cook to get everyone in your party nicely fed. For my math, I assume you don't do that though. At level 20, there's no need to do that anymore. So that comparison works fine either way. But I'm being a little bit unfair towards Chef. You can also give people 1d8 extra healing when they use hit dice. I'll take that into account now. For that, I need to make a couple of assumptions, so bear with me. I'll assume creatures spend exactly half their hit die in a day, except for level 1, where they use 1 whole hit die in a day. Once it's possible, I assume the entire party makes use of 3 short rests to use hit dice. So they get to make use out of this feature 3 times then. This is kinda unlikely, but I'm fine with being a little too positive about Chef. Additionally, I will assume that before or after each short rest and at the start of the day, both people with Chef and Inspiring Leader gives out all their temporary hit points. I will also have a lower bound and an upper bound for Chef. The lower bound will be 4 people, but the upper bound will be 4 plus your proficiency bonus. It is honestly unlikely that 10 people will want to regain hit points through hit die at level 20, but whatever. Here's the new graph. Okay, maybe hit points saved is not an entirely accurate name, but you get the points. So, the upper bound for Chef is close to Inspiring Leader's lower bound. Now, what else can I do to improve how Chef performs? Cheats! Right, an optional rule in Xanathars. In addition, you can consider giving a character extra information or added benefits on a skill check. The text provides some examples and ideas when this opportunity is relevant. Special use. Proficiency with a tool usually brings with it a particular benefit in the form of a special use, as described in this paragraph. The special use for cook's utensils is prepared meals. As part of a short rest, you can prepare a tasty meal that helps your companions regain their strength. You and up to 5 creatures of your choice regain 1 extra hit point per hit die spent during a short rest, provided that you have access to your cook's utensils and sufficient food. So now people get plus 1d8 healing and 1 extra hit points per die. Here's another graph. And, okay, maybe Chef isn't that good. If you want a good temporary hit point source in the party, Inspiring Leader is a lot better. But of course, there's also other ways like Artillerist Artificer and Twilight Cleric. You might really want a half-feat though at that point. I suggest looking at one of the better half-feats like Resilient, Fey Touched, or Telekinetic. But Kobold! What if I wanted to be a chef? Well, Gator, flavor is free. Instead of saying you take 10 minutes to make a speech, flavor it as in you're making a meal. Only people that understand your explanation can truly enjoy the meal. If you want to use this feat, I suggest talking to your DM to make it a bit more fair. I think the upper bound for chef should definitely be above the lower bound for inspiring leader. This graph shows how much chef would do if it gave you 2 times your proficiency bonus in temporary hit points. That is a lot more fair if you ask me. Make sure to check out my friend Pip Fizzlebang's Spicy Encounters if you actually want to be a good chef. He hopes to earn your purchase, and I hope to earn your subscription. Thank you for watching. Bye bye!